Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to James Trimmier. Thanks for your support, James. That said, let's get started. And welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker, as we, once again, resume the adventures of Silverleaf and his motley band of misfits. Now, I do have a lot going on this week, so this episode will be a bit on the shorter and more casual side. We'll continue exploring the Narlmarches, but then we really need to get back to Stagsfall. At this point, we've actually got 2 companion quests waiting for us. Besides, we do need to get started on that new town upgrade. Still, I have been warned that the Dire Narlmarches might be a bit beyond our current level range, so we will need to be careful here. I figure we'll hit 2, maybe 3 named locations, and after that we'll head back to safer territories. Ah, there we go. Nice, there's our warm-up. Looks like we got the drop on them.
All according to plan.
Mandragora? Wow. I don't think I've ever seen one of those out here. Though I did hear they expanded the encounter tables. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure these things are poisonous, so let's take some basic precautions here.
Just letting the ink dry.
And here we go.
I grant you death.
Blood for Gorum!
That's no good.
Let us strike at one!
Left yourself open.
Nice. More than I was expecting, but all things considered, that wasn't too bad.
In due time.
Alright. Let's see if we can figure out how to get to those ruins. Ooh, brown bald head. Okay, we'll start with that instead. Brown bald head. A patch of barren, rocky soil in the middle of the woods, with barely a blade of grass growing through the mud. Local hunters frequently spot wolf tracks here. Well, we can certainly handle wolves at this point. Dire wolves in sight. Nothing to worry about there. Let's do this. Watch that wraparound. Very nice.
And Lindsay was called forth.
Let's grab those pelts. Well, even at 10 gold apiece, that's still 1 building point. Now, let's have a look at these bodies. This poor lad was smashed against the stone with tremendous force. Whatever killed him, it was much larger and stronger than a wolf.
That is not far.
This lad couldn't have been much past 16. His blood-stained face is a mask of horror. Okay, that seems like a pretty clear warning sign.
As it should be. In due time.
It seems these poor sods met their deaths as they tried to escape. Their armor and weapons are in poor condition. Yeah, not much to write home about here. Guess that's it. Oh, wait. Bloodstained letter. Roble, you made it through selection. By this letter, I appoint you headman of the Alois Wolves. Congratulations. We've just received new orders. Herdsmen from local villages held a whip around for money and hired us to kill the Cyclops that's been ravaging their herds for the last several years. It's not much money, but this is a good and proper deed. Our key advantage lies in our numbers, so we should engage the Cyclops in open ground. We can't let him hole up in his lair. Your objective is simple. Gather the rest of the recruits near the cave in the Narlmarches. Draw out the Cyclops and lead him to the meadow, where our main force will surround and neutralize him. I'll brief you on the details when we meet. I'm counting on you. Captain Alois. Well, I might be going out on a limb here, but I'm guessing things didn't go as planned.
All according to plan.
Just goes to show you need more than a peasant militia to take on actual monsters. Alright, let's see if we can get to those ruins. Oh, okay.
Follow my lead.
Kobolds in the Dire Narlmarches. Sure, why not?
I wrote it like I saw it.
Cannot hide from me.
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
And it is done. Oh, maybe not.
Nowhere to run.
More of a fight than I expected. Nothing we can't handle, though. Wow, they brought a lot of spellcasters. Still got that skirmisher up top. There we go.
Serves you right.
Well, I'll admit, they put up quite a fight.
Well, sorry, was lost in thought.
I think we can actually use that one. Moving on. Lovely. Swamp ruins. The ruins rising from the mire literally cry danger. Some adventurers have been seen entering them, but none have returned. Home of the Cyclops, maybe. Oh, let's get some rest before we head in there.
If you need stories, ask the others. I've performed no feats.
You think I'm only interested in feats? Any fool can write about feats. But about true life?
All right, heroes. Once more onto the breach. Proceed with caution. Yikes. Difficulty 32. We're definitely in over our heads here. Oh my goodness. That is a ferocious devourer. Okay, well, I'm not entirely familiar with those things. Once again, I think that's unique to the Pathfinder setting. Still, I do know those things are supposed to be pretty tough. One thing I do know is that these things drain levels, and unfortunately, we don't have Death Ward prepped. Still, most level drain is just temporary, a 24-hour timer, and then we should be fine. Let's go ahead and toss up some buffs. We'll take our chances, and worst case scenario, we can always just reset back to our last autosave.
Time's not waiting.
let's toss up some buffs.
What troubles you?
Keep your eyes open.
Focus on the goal. No mistakes.
And fingers crossed. Let's hope this is enough.
To victory!
Okay, now, Amiri's probably going to drop, but that's fine. Harem can raise her.
I always survive.
Oh, alright. 3 negative levels. That's actually not too bad. Well, let's see what that got us.
In due time.
The end draws near.
Yeah, by the time we get back to Stagsfall, we should be fine. Nice. Nothing's really jumping out at me here, but that's still some pretty solid upgrades. Okay, we'll hold off on actually equipping that stuff until we get back to Stagsfall. For now, let's finish looking around.
That is not far.
Huh, guess it was just the Devourer. At least we got a few artifact fragments out of it. Nice work, heroes. Alright, let's fill in this section here, and that should hopefully be enough time to clear up that level drain. back to Stagsfall. Uh-oh.
I tire.
Well, shoot. We've got one permanent level drain. We'll have to prep a proper restoration spell for that one. Okay, guess we'll have to live without freedom of movement. Failure. The treasurer managed to draw up a contract with most of the mercenaries. However, some of them split off from the rest and left the barony. Interesting. So, even though we failed, we still got something out of it. Though that loss of 5 building points does hurt a little. That's like 400 gold. Letter from Brevoy. A message from the Sword Lords awaits at the castle. Well, that's just one more thing to do.
We should gather our strength.
Alright, well, we didn't get as much treasure as I would have liked, but we did get some stuff. Let's hit the pause button real quick while I take care of equipment management, and we'll pick things up in the throne room. Be right back. And we are back. Let's see what's waiting for us. We've received a letter from Brevoy concerning Oleg's trading post. Lady Jamandi truly appreciates your decision to not lay claim on the taxes from Oleg's trading post. Here's the letter. I was also instructed to express the lady's most sincere gratitude for your loyalty to our alliance, as well as the wisdom you showed in your decision. Letter from Jamandi Aldori. I thank you heartily for your letter. I am happy this little incident was resolved to our mutual satisfaction, and didn't cast a lingering shadow over your affairs with Restov. Lord Mayor Selemius has a very high opinion of your qualities as a ruler, and I agree with him. It's good to know you possess wisdom and the profound mindset of a true politician to be able to avoid hasty decisions and to treasure the ruler's main possession, good affairs with the neighbors. I hope our friendship will remain as deep as ever. Unfailing ally of yours, Sword Lord Jamandi Aldori. Well, that was nice of her. I value what the Aldori have done for me. Just as the Sword Lords value you and your friendship, you can rest assured of that. Ennio, a half-elf merchant who recently appeared in the capital, falls to the floor in front of you. Jaethal stands beside him, looking quite unlike her normal self. Usually cold and stiff, the face of the undead elf now burns with rage. Despite his nearness to his furious undead captor, Ennio looks concerned but unafraid. If you allow me to speak, I can explain everything. I hope you can, half-blood. Otherwise, Jaethal hisses and turns to you. Have I told you the sad story of my death? It is sad most of all because I do not remember how my life ended. I wandered, exhausted, through the wastelands beyond the borders of Kionen, until I could barely see my path. I stopped to rest. Perhaps I lost consciousness. When I came to my senses, I heard the call of my goddess, returning me from the dead. Was it poison? Magic? Illness? Whatever stole my life away, it left no trace. I thought this mystery would haunt me forever, but then I entered the shop of this half-blood, seeking some reminder of Kionen. And what did I discover there? My very own dagger. Jaethal shows you an elven-crafted dagger with a chipped blade and empty sockets, where once gemstones adorned the handle. This dagger disappeared the same night I was taken by death. How could this half-blood have obtained it? Let him speak, Jaethal. Anger will not help us learn the truth. That is why. Jaethal pauses. Respecting your authority, I have brought this pathetic huckster here, rather than getting the truth out of him by my own methods. The half-elf rises to his feet and sighs, putting his clothes in order. Thank you for allowing me to speak, Your Grace. The story is not very exciting, certainly not as exciting as my tale of the drunken regatta within the Eye of Abendego. Yesterday, north of the city, I stumbled upon a dead boar. There was no one around, but the dagger was protruding from the miserable beast's neck. I don't know why the owner would have left it on the carcass. Perhaps the beast escaped from the hunter, taking along the weapon that had injured it. So I inadvertently decided to keep the item I'd found, thanking my luck, and never suspecting the price I'd pay for it. Where exactly did you find this carcass and dagger? In the vicinity of the old sycamore. Of course, I'm sure you know where that tree grows. I found the boar to the west of the sycamore, in the direction of the Thorn River. Ennio, you face serious accusations. Are you sure you can say nothing more in your defense? I would be glad if I could, but alas, the bright yellow-green eyes of the half-elf are calm. The dead boar is my only witness. But I believe in your justice, Baron. I have faith that you will investigate my story and sort everything out. Jaethal, listen to reason. If Ennio was involved in your death, he wouldn't be openly offering your dagger for sale. Your words set Jaethal on her heels. She frowns, but calms down. Perhaps that's logical. This one would have to be a useless fool to do such a thing, and useless fools do not easily survive the road. Still, his story should be verified. It must be. And in any case, the dagger may lead to my killer. We will investigate this matter further. Let's start by checking Ennio's story, and seek out this unfortunate boar. Jaethal bows gracefully. I am grateful. It's important to me. And you, Half-Blood, should pray for our success. If you are lying, I will find a surer way to get the truth from you. Well, back to the outskirts, I guess. Though we do have a few other things we have to take care of first. Oh, speaking of which, let's have a chat with Valerie. Valerie nods to you cordially. Glad to see you. How do you feel? I see your wound hasn't healed yet. Valerie waves off your words, with more haste than prudence. Please, don't worry about such trifles. I will visit a priest or an alchemist when time permits. As for how I feel... Valerie raises her chin up. I admit, I expected no other outcome from this duel. As I've always said, Shaylin's paladins are pompous dolts, capable of little more beyond admiring useless garbage and pining after poetry. I should thank you, Silverleaf. It's important to me that you are at my side. Now I'm sure that I'm finally free from the Order of the Eternal Rose, and ready to devote all my time and efforts to our mission. And yet, here I am, unconvinced. How's your wound? Physically, it causes me no discomfort whatsoever, so if you're worried it might prevent me from serving you, then you shouldn't be. Fair enough. Alright, I guess we'll leave you to it then. As you wish. Valerie nods with dignity. Well, I'm sure we haven't heard the last of that, but we'll leave it be for now. There's our event resolutions. Some minor rewards, but nothing worth mentioning. Union with Restove. The peaceful solution to Oleg's tax crisis laid the groundwork for future improved relations with Restove. We should take advantage of the situation. Interesting. It's a reasonably affordable project with, some halfway decent rewards. I assume it's the first step towards something bigger. We'll certainly keep that in mind. For now, though, we've got bigger fish to fry. Let's get started on upgrading our capital. Let's see. We need to give ourselves some wiggle room here. There we go. Alright, Tristan, you can handle this for us. Okay, 1 week and we'll be ready for our next batch of projects. Alright, let's swing by the market, sell off these rings, and then I think it's time to check in with the Sweet Teeth.
All according to plan.
Hey, guys. We've weeded the Narlmarches. The faraway ones, the nearby ones, and even the in-between ones. There's a nice old lady who lived there. She's green all over, but she's not an orc, and she wears such a weird hat. She poured us some mushroom tea and served us frog-eye cakes. But first, she asked us to pick some flowers for her, and it turned out they only grew on poisonous shambling mounds. But we couldn't say no to such a kind old lady. There are so many interesting things in the swamps. Here, look what we found. Oh, wow. First world fruit, and an emerald necklace. So, pretty much anywhere we send these guys, they'll come back safe. With keepsakes related to the location we send them to. Well, let's see what we've got next. Give us your orders. We won't let you down. The road through Varnhold to Talon Peak is terribly inconvenient. Try to find a better one, past the Shrike Hills. Looking for new roads? We can do that. Maybe if we found such a road, we'll be accepted into the Pathfinder Society. Grabbing their travel bags, the young tieflings run away. You know, I've got to say, those guys have grown on me. Anyway, let's take a peek upstairs real quick, and then I guess we need to start winding things down.
In due time.
Okay. Sometimes new notes appear around Canera's room, so I just wanted to make sure we weren't missing anything. Alright, folks. I wanted to get started on Jaethal's quest today, but we're actually almost at the 40-minute mark already. Let's just wrap things up with a little party management instead. Now, obviously, we'll be taking Jaethal with us next time we head out, but after that, I'd actually like to swap Tristan back into our regular party lineup. Which I think means that Valerie will be sitting on the sidelines for a while. I think she needs some time off anyway. As for Jaethal, I actually took care of her level ups off screen. Normally I would show that, but in her case, we're not actually going to be using her all that much, so I mostly just stuck to her default settings. For the most part, we really just need her to survive her personal story content. After that, it's right back on the bench. In the meantime, though, we will have to bolster Harem and Amiri to make up for the loss of our tank. Now, Harem's already pretty tough, but Amiri is a little too fragile. So for now, at least, I've gone ahead and filled one of her weapon slots with a standard sword and board. She's already proficient with bastard swords, so it seemed like a pretty natural fit. I might also end up giving her heavy armor proficiency as well, but I'm still on the fence with that one. That just leaves Tristan's level up. And in our eternal quest to turn him into a Mystic Theurge, we have to give him a 4th level in Sorcerer. Which, unfortunately, doesn't come with any special bonuses this time around. He only gets 3 skill points, so we'll dump those into Perception and Persuasion. And then we get a new feat. And they're recommending Spell Focus, which isn't a bad choice, but I think we'll go with something a little more universal here. We'll grab Weapon Focus instead. Specifically, Touch-based Attack Focus, which will grant us a +1 bonus to hit with just about every spell in his arsenal. Speaking of which, next we've got our spell slot. And in this case, I think we'll bolster his offense by grabbing Burning Arc, which is a nice basic fire spell that automatically hits multiple enemy targets. And on to level 8. Now this is what we've been waiting for. Tristan is finally a Mystic Theurge. Honestly, as far as prestige classes go, this one's pretty basic. It really just does what it says on the tin. Every level in Mystic Theurge will grant us additional spell slots for both arcane and divine magic. So, given enough time, he'll have more spells than pretty much anyone else in the party. He gets a new attribute point, which of course will be going into Wisdom. As for skills, we will keep him topped off on Perception and Persuasion, but most of these other skills are actually pretty redundant at this point. We'll just put his last point into Use Magic Devices. Then we've got his spells, and I'll admit, I'm not entirely sure what I want to do here. I guess we'll grab Snowball. That's a nice basic 1st level blaster spell. After that, it's pretty much a toss-up, depending on whether we want to go defensive or offensive. Personally, I'm leaning towards either Mirror Image, which is a great personal defense spell, or Create Pit, which is a fantastic crowd control spell. It's also tempting to grab Scorching Ray, but we'll hold off on that one until we've got Weapon Focus Ray. At that point, we might actually be able to land a hit with it. We'll just grab Create Pit for now. I do want to hear your suggestions, though. Tristan's never going to have the damage potential that Octavia does, but at the very least, he should be a whole lot more versatile. At any rate, we're just hitting the 40-minute mark, and like I said, I do have a lot going on this week, so we'll just wrap things up here for now. Feel free to let me know what you think about Tristan's level ups, and we'll pick up here next time as we look into the mystery of Jaethal's murder. Who could ever wish harm on such a sweet and caring woman? See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Pathfinder Kingmaker, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official YouTube channel, the official Discord server, the official Facebook page, the official Twitter feed, the fan-run wiki, or the original crowdfunding campaign over on Kickstarter. Links are in the description.